If this topic has been on your mind lately, you're exactly where you need to be. Florence Scovel Shinn is about to share something powerful. Before we begin, there's a free resource waiting for you in the description. Now, let's listen.
Yesterday, a woman told me she'd been visualizing her dream house for 3 years. Every window, every doorknob, every shade of paint. She had vision boards, she had affirmations, she had crystals, and she was more stuck than ever. "Florence," she said, "what am I doing wrong?" I smiled and said, "Darling, you're trying to build a house while standing on quicksand. The foundation isn't your visualization, it's your secret belief that you don't deserve the key." She stared at me like I just told her gravity works backwards. But here's what I know that most people don't. You've been taught that manifestation is about wanting harder, visualizing clearer, and affirming louder. But you're exhausted from pushing against invisible walls, wondering why everyone else seems to effortlessly attract what you're desperately chasing. I understand that crushing disappointment of doing everything right spiritually but feeling more stuck than ever. I know that secret shame that whispers maybe you're broken or unworthy of your desires. Here's what I want you to understand. Your stuckness isn't a manifestation problem, it's a circulation problem. You're trying to pour new wine into old wineskins, attempting to create abundance while unconsciously holding patterns of limitation. The universe isn't withholding from you. You're unconsciously withholding from yourself through hidden beliefs that contradict your conscious desires. True manifestation isn't about getting the universe to give you something. It's about removing the invisible blocks that prevent you from receiving what's already trying to reach you. By the time we're finished here together, you'll understand why your efforts haven't worked and feel the profound relief of knowing that your dreams aren't impossible. They're inevitable once you clear the pathway. But before I tell you how to clear that pathway, let me share 2 stories that changed everything I thought I knew about why we stay stuck. The first story involves a woman I'll call Margaret. She came to me in tears one afternoon, completely bewildered. Margaret was a millionaire's daughter who had grown up surrounded by abundance. Servants, private schools, European vacations, jewelry that cost more than most people's homes. Yet despite this background of wealth, she couldn't manifest even small amounts of money in her adult life. She was working 3 jobs just to pay rent on a tiny apartment, while her friends, who grew up with much less, seemed to attract money effortlessly. "I've studied every book on prosperity," she told me. "I visualize checks coming in the mail. I affirm abundance every morning. I even carry $100 bill in my wallet to feel wealthy. But nothing works. It's like there's an invisible wall between me and money." Margaret was doing everything the prosperity teachers recommended, but she was getting poorer by the month. So I began what I call belief archaeology, digging for the hidden assumptions buried in her subconscious. I asked her to tell me what her father used to say about money. At first she insisted he loved money, was proud of his wealth, always encouraged her to dream big. But then I asked a different question. What did he say about other wealthy people? Margaret's face went pale. "Oh my goodness," she whispered. "He was constantly criticizing other rich families. He'd say, 'Money corrupts good people. Look at the Hendersons, all that wealth and no morals. The Whitneys may have money, but they've lost their souls.' He'd always add, 'We're different, Margaret. We have money, but we stay good people because we don't let it change us.' Do you see what happened?" Margaret's subconscious mind learned that money corrupts good people. Since she desperately wanted to remain a good person, her inner mind was protecting her from corruption by keeping money away. Her conscious mind wanted wealth, but her unconscious mind was faithfully serving a deeper belief that having money would make her bad. The moment Margaret recognized this contradiction, something shifted. She actually laughed out loud. The kind of relieved laughter that comes when you finally understand why you've been walking into the same glass door over and over. Within 2 weeks, she received an unexpected inheritance from a great aunt she barely knew. Within a month, one of her part-time jobs offered her a full-time position with triple the salary. Her prosperity wasn't blocked by the universe, it was blocked by her own hidden programming. Now let me tell you about a gardener who thought she was cursed. This is actually a parable, but it illustrates something profound about why manifestation fails for most people. This gardener had the most beautiful seeds you could imagine. Seeds for roses, jasmine, fruit trees, vegetables. She had the finest tools money could buy. She watered diligently, fertilized regularly, even played classical music to encourage growth. But nothing ever grew. Season after season, she'd plant with hope and harvest nothing but frustration. She tried different seeds, thinking maybe the first batch was defective. She bought new tools, thinking maybe her shovel wasn't good enough. She tried more water, less water, different fertilizers, singing instead of playing music. Other gardeners would walk by her garden and shake their heads sadly. "Poor thing," they'd whisper. "She must have a black thumb." The gardener began to believe them. "Maybe I'm just not meant to grow things," she told herself. "Maybe some people have green thumbs and others don't." She was about to give up entirely when an old wise woman stopped by her garden. The elder examined the beautiful tools, smelled the expensive fertilizer, felt the quality of the seeds. "Everything's perfect," she said, "except for one thing." "What?" asked the desperate gardener. The wise woman knelt down and scraped away some soil with her finger. "Darling," she said gently, "you've been planting in concrete. Your seeds are perfect, your tools are perfect, your care is perfect. But seeds can't grow in concrete, no matter how beautiful they are or how lovingly you tend them." The gardener looked closer and gasped. Somehow, over the years, her soil had become hard as stone. All her efforts, all her tools, all her beautiful seeds, none of it mattered because the foundation was wrong. Once she broke up that concrete and prepared proper soil, her garden became the most abundant one in the entire neighborhood. Do you see what these stories reveal? Your dreams, your visualizations, your affirmations, they're like beautiful seeds. But if you're planting them in the concrete of limiting beliefs, they can't possibly grow. Most people spend all their energy improving their seeds when they need to be preparing their soil. These stories reveal something profound about why manifestation fails for most people. But to understand the real solution, we need to dive deeper into how your invisible world creates your visible world. Let me explain what I call the law of unconscious contradiction. Your subconscious mind operates like a faithful servant, manifesting whatever you truly believe, not what you think you believe. Most people have conscious desires, fighting unconscious fears and beliefs. It's like having one foot on the gas pedal and one foot on the brake, then wondering why your car won't move forward. Your subconscious doesn't understand sarcasm, jokes, or just kidding. When you say, "I'll never have enough money," even as a casual complaint, your inner mind hears that as an instruction. When you joke, "I always pick the wrong men," your subconscious says, "Yes, ma'am, I'll make sure you keep doing that." Every complaint is an affirmation for what you don't want. Here's something that might shock you. The stronger you push against resistance, the stronger it becomes. It's a spiritual law as reliable as gravity. When you're desperate for something, when you're trying to force it to happen, you're actually creating more resistance. Desperation is just fear wearing a different outfit, and fear always creates more of what it's afraid of losing.
Take a moment to let that sink in. If you're feeling called to go deeper with Florence Scovel Shinn's teachings, there's a free resource waiting for you in the description. Now, let's continue.
Now, this brings me to one of my most important teachings, the difference between divine pattern and personal will. Most people are trying to use their small, limited personal will to force outcomes. They're like someone standing in a river trying to push the water upstream. It's exhausting and it doesn't work. But there's another way, surrendering your personal will to divine will. This doesn't mean being passive or giving up on your dreams. It means aligning with the natural flow of abundance instead of fighting against it. When you're aligned with divine will, you're like a skilled surfer riding the wave instead of fighting it. How do you know the difference between inspired action and desperate action? Inspired action feels light, even when it's challenging. It feels like a natural next step. Desperate action feels heavy, forced, like you're swimming upstream against a strong current. Inspired action often comes with perfect timing and seeming coincidences. Desperate action usually involves struggle and obstacles at every turn. Let me share the fundamental spiritual laws that govern manifestation, what I call the game of life rules. First is the law of preparation. You must prepare for what you want as if it's already on its way. If you want a loving relationship but your apartment only has space for one person, you're sending mixed messages. If you want prosperity but you're afraid to check your bank balance, you're not prepared to receive abundance. The second law is non-resistance. What you resist persists. Whatever you're fighting against in your life gets stronger. If you're constantly complaining about being single, you're giving energy to being single. If you're always worried about money, you're feeding the experience of lack. Non-resistance doesn't mean you like everything in your life. It means you stop giving your power away by fighting what is. The third law is forgiveness, clearing old patterns. Resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Every grudge you hold is energy that could be flowing toward your dreams instead. Forgiveness isn't about letting others off the hook. It's about setting yourself free to receive your good. Here's what seems backwards but is actually true. The moment you stop needing something desperately, it shows up. The moment you stop fighting your current situation, it changes. The moment you stop trying to force the door open, you notice it was never locked. This isn't just spiritual theory. It's how energy works in the invisible realm that creates your visible world. I know this might feel overwhelming, like I'm asking you to rewire your entire mind. But the beautiful truth is, you only need to start with one simple shift. Let me show you exactly how. First, I want you to do what I call belief archaeology. This is a simple method for uncovering hidden limiting beliefs by examining patterns of what consistently doesn't work in your life. Take out a piece of paper and write down your biggest stuck area. Maybe it's money, maybe it's love, maybe it's health, maybe it's career. Now complete this sentence. People who have what I want are usually, and write down the very first things that pop into your mind. Don't edit, don't make it nice. Just write your gut reactions. If you want more money, what do you really think about wealthy people? If you want a loving partner, what do you secretly believe about people in happy relationships? If you want a successful career, what are your hidden judgments about successful people? Notice your gut reaction as you read what you wrote. That's your hidden belief. These unconscious judgments are why your good can't reach you. You can't attract what you secretly criticize. Now ask yourself, where did I learn this? Usually these beliefs came from family, teachers, religion, or society when you were young and impressionable. The second step is what I call flip and replace. Take your limiting belief and flip it to its opposite. If you wrote wealthy people are greedy, flip it to wealthy people are generous. If you wrote happy couples are lucky, flip it to happy couples create their own joy. Create an affirmation that feels slightly challenging but not impossible. Don't go from I'm broke to I'm a millionaire overnight. Your subconscious will reject it as false. When you speak your new affirmation, say it with authority, not hope. Don't say I hope I'm prosperous or I want to be loved. Say the first am prosperous or I am deeply loved. Use present tense as if it's already true, because in the spiritual realm, it is already true. You're not trying to create something new, you're claiming what already belongs to you. The third step is divine preparation. These are daily actions that align you with what you want to manifest by preparing space, mental, emotional, and physical for it. Clear something from your space daily. Not just physical clutter, but mental and emotional clutter too. Practice saying yes, Thank you to small, good things throughout your day. This trains your mind to recognize and receive abundance. Act as if your manifestation is on its way. Prepare practically. If you want a relationship, make space in your closet for another person's clothes. If you want prosperity, treat your current money with respect and gratitude. If you want better health, start taking care of your body as if it's the temple it truly is. Finally, release attachment to timing with the phrase this or something better. The divine mind knows perfect timing better than your personal mind does. Sometimes what looks like delay is actually divine protection, steering you away from something that would have been wrong towards something that will be perfect. Remember, darling, you're not trying to convince the universe to give you something. You're clearing the pathway for what's already yours to find its way to you. The universe has already said yes to your dreams. It's just waiting for you to clear the interference between the yes and your receiving. When we started this journey together, you might have felt like that woman with the vision board, doing everything right but feeling more stuck than ever. Now you understand the truth. Your dreams weren't too big, your methods weren't wrong. You simply needed to clear the invisible interference between your desires and your receiving. You've learned that manifestation isn't about wanting harder, it's about believing deeper. It's not about forcing doors open. It's about removing the blocks that make you push on doors marked pull. You've discovered that your stuckness was never evidence that you're broken. It was evidence that you're ready to break through to a new level of receiving. So right now, place your hand on your heart and speak these words with me, not as hope, but as recognition of what's already true. I am a perfect idea in divine mind, and I am always in my right place, doing my right work, at the right time, for the right pay. My good is irresistible and finds me now. Every door that needs to open for my highest good opens now with ease and joy. I release all that has held me back and step into the abundant life that is my divine inheritance. I am grateful, I am ready, I am free, and so it is. Now, if these words stirred something deep in your soul, if you felt a little click of recognition or relief, then this message was meant for you today. I'd love to know what's the one limiting belief you uncovered about yourself. Share it in the comments below, because sometimes naming the thing that's held us back is the first step to setting ourselves free. And if you know someone who's been stuck in their manifestation journey, someone who's been trying so hard but not seeing results, share this video with them. Sometimes we can't see our own blind spots, but a friend can help us spot the concrete we've been trying to plant in. Hit that like button if you're ready to stop pushing and start allowing, and subscribe if you want more truth-telling about how the spiritual world really works. Because, darling, your dream life isn't a fantasy, it's a prophecy, and it's time you started living like you believe it. Until next time, remember this: the universe has never made a mistake, and it didn't start with you. Your dreams are safe, your path is clear, and your time is now.
What Florence Scovel Shinn just shared isn't just philosophy, it's a practice. If you're ready to make this real in your life, you'll find the next step in the description. And if this spoke to you, subscribe. We share teachings like this every day.